Good evening and welcome to all of you who have joined me for this Tuesday evening live webinar. And it's a good morning. It's Wednesday morning in New Zealand, and we have Sister Miriam and our beloved Molly who'll be joining us, and it's such a joy to have you here with us, given the time zone that you're, is it 23 hours, 12 hours ahead of us? Near enough, but it's a joy. And bless you and all those who've not been able to log in. Before going live, I was just catching a glimpse of the world news, and it was just disaster after disaster after disaster. I see in Texas they've got extensive flooding. They've had 5 times the amount in 1 hour that they would normally have in a month. Many people have lost their homes. Then there's the earthquakes, the loss of life. The tragedy yesterday where 500 lost their lives crossing the Mediterranean. It's no wonder that Mother Earth is in revolt at the children of God. For we have abused this sacred earth by just depositing our negative energy, our hate for one another. Where have we gone wrong? The great feminine poetess Wolf Moondance, I remember quoting her about 10 years ago from an amazing book, one of many she had written, and she posed the question, where in history has mankind taken such a brutal turn to do the things they do to one another and to our sacred earth? So I've lit a candle and I'm going to offer it with your blessing for this sacred earth that provides for us only love, that gives to us our food in due season, and enriches us with so many blessings from a loving God. So let us for a moment bring to this selfless light the light of the I Am presence of God, who's neither male nor female, but a divine source who loves us. And even though we deface the name of God in our acts of uncharitableness to self, to others, and to the earth, to the animal kingdom, we are still loved. So this light is for the whole family of God to come together, to come into that sacred space and listen to that still inner voice, that religion is past tense, that spirituality is present tense, and that surrendering our heart to love is now. It is the miracle of now. So we dedicate this for the children of God who are suffering needlessly, who are denied their human rights, and who are having to flee their home, their livelihood, for freedom. Father, Mother God, forgive us, your children, for what we do in love. For many say they do it in the name of Allah, in the name of Jehovah, in the name of God. Forgive them, for they know not what they do. Amen. I found a lovely prayer in this beautiful book compiled by Deborah Cassidy. It's called Favourite Prayers, chosen by people from all walks of life. And I thought to myself, what can I read this evening? And I came across this. Look up and laugh and live. It's from a text by Harold Arnold Walker and J.T. Wenham. Let me read it to you, and then you decide. I would be true, for there are those who trust me. I would be pure, for there are those who care. I would be brave, for there is much to suffer. I would be strong, for there is much to dare. I would be friend of all, the foe, the friendless. I would be giving and forget the gift. I would be humble, for I know my weakness. I would look up and love and laugh and live. And doesn't that sum up the spiritual path? We talk about gardening for the soul, awakening our senses to the soul of the earth, the soul of the divine, the spirit of oneness. That's it, isn't it? To live, to love, and to laugh. To look up at God. To live your life to the fullest. To laugh in the presence of God. Yeah. And not take anything for granted. Because you know, each day is a new day. And yet many of us have fallen foul where we've carried bitterness, unresolved conflict into a new day. I know I did it years ago. I'm human. I make mistakes. And even as I get older, I look back on my faith journey and I realize how immature was I. I allowed myself as a young man to be fed nonsense, to be fed a dogma that stifled the Spirit of God. It was a dogma of judgment, a dogma of fear, a dogma that turned many away from God. But today, things have changed. But sadly, for those who were wounded by that dogma years ago, 50, 60 years ago, their hearts are closed through fear. But those of us who have surrendered our heart, something has happened. There's been a shift. There's been a light. And that light is God's love. And I think it takes a person of real courage to say sorry. It's not easy to say you're sorry when you know you're in the wrong. And it doesn't get easier. They say it does, it doesn't. But it's important that if we're wrong, that we must say sorry. And that's where grace comes in. That's where the divine comes alive within us. Because they see within us an opportunity to transport love, to send us the love that we need to be able to pass that love on. Like here, we are so blessed to have Brother Murray staying with us for respite, having fractured his ankle and leg several weeks ago and having had 3 operations. And today, after 6 weeks of wearing this thick plaster cast, Brother Rob drove him to the hospital and they removed it. Everything was fine. And bless him. He's trying now to get used to not having it. So we lent him a walking stick. And his courage and his humility is such a blessing for us. He has brought laughter, he's brought song, he's been singing, except dancing. If he could dance, he would dance. He has been such a joy for us. So through his own suffering and limitations, he's been able to bring love and light and a Franciscan spirit of oneness. So we give thanks, don't we, in every situation. Amen. So let us just reflect. Who am I? Who am I really? I've wore many masks in my ministry years ago. I'm not sure which one I'm wearing tonight, but I pray it's the real thing and that I'm not pretending, that I'm speaking to you from my heart out of love. But the great John O'Donoghue, he didn't need to wear any masks because he found nirvana in the simple things in the west of Ireland. And his Celtic spirituality resonates with my heart 100% because it's Franciscan, it's all encompassing, and it's all embracing. And guess what? It's non-judgmental. And that for me is the elixir of life, of living a simple life. Let me tell you, this is what he shares about the accents for wildness. Alive to the thrill of the wild. Meet the dawn on a mountain. Wash your face in the morning dew. Feel the favor of the earth. Go out naked in the wind, your skin almost alien. With the music inside, dance like there is no outside. Become subtle enough to hear a tree breathe. Sleep by the ocean, letting yourself unfurl, like the reeds that swirl gradually on the sea floor. Try to watch a painting from within, how it holds what it never shows. The mystery of your face, showing what you never see. See your imagination dawn around the rim of your world. Feel the seamless silk of the ocean. Womb you in ancient buoyancy. Feel the wild imprint of surprise when you are taken in by your lover's eyes. Succumb to warmth in the heart where divine fire glows. What are your thoughts on that beautiful reflection on the accents of wildness? Powerful. But I've read that many times over the last few years, and each time I read it, I get a nugget that warms my heart. So we come to this webinar and we invite the spirit of our ancestors, the spirit of Miriam's ancestors there in beautiful New Zealand, and here in the ancient Celtic kingdom of Reged. We invite our forefathers. We invite the spirit of a loving God. We invite the great spiritual masters. We invite the messengers of love. We invite our loved ones who've crossed over, and we ask them to join us here. And here we're very aware of Veronica and her sister Celine and Carlo, who can't be with us this evening. So I want to include them because Veronica is just one beautiful lady, full of the Spirit of God, full of the love of Mother Earth, a great respecter of peoples and nature and elements. And when you meet such a teacher as this, you are truly blessed, aren't you? As I am with you, dear Miriam, as we are with one another, through thick and thin, through night and day, through light and dark, we reach out and we support one another because that's what we're guided to do as ambassadors of light. So let us be still Can you hear your heartbeat? I can hear mine, and it's thumping. And even dear Sue, who I don't think has been able to join us this evening, an enigma who's come into her own. And bless our heart for her humility, because, you know, she did a fair on Sunday, not realizing the intensity of the sun. And when we watched morning prayer this morning, it was a pre-recording, she was apologizing and saying to people, I'm not flushed, I caught the sun. And she's just a joy. And today I've received several messages from my Twitter friends commenting on dear Sister Sue, on how relaxed she is, and her prayers are powerful. So you see, we all have something to give the Master, but often the head dictates, and we deny the Master our love. About 20 minutes ago, I thought, I'm going back to bed. I was aching from head to toe, still am, from having the most amazing day in the greenhouse, propagating little seeds, and then taking seedlings from various trays and repotting them with Brother Rob, while Brother Murray sat and washed the big pots with a good disinfectant. So it was a proper community and a hive of activity. But we're all aching. They've gone to bed. And I'm here with you, because it's where I'm meant to be. But what does Jesus tell us? He is the one that motivates our hearts. He's the one that speaks to us, isn't he? So we just go with our heart, and let's read what he has to say to us for this hour. Trusting me is a moment-by-moment choice. My people have not always understood this truth. After I performed the miracles in the wilderness, my chosen children trusted me intensely, but only temporarily. Soon the grumbling began again, testing my patience to the utmost. Isn't it often the same way with you? You trust me when things go well, when you see me working on your behalf. This type of trust flows readily within you, requiring no exertion of your will. And when things go wrong, your trust slows down and solidifies. You are forced to choose between trusting me intentionally or rebelling, resenting my ways with you. This choice constitutes a fork in the road. Stay on the path of life with me, your God, enjoying my presence. Choose to trust me in all circumstances. Is that saying anything to you? Do you not sense the presence of Jesus there guiding you? Well, let's join him. Let's use our gift of free will and invite him now into our sacred space. You can either stay where you are or imagine I'm stood at the monastery gate and it's a day like today. Beautiful sunshine, a blue sky, but a little nip in the air. And nature is just celebrating Brother Sun. And if you choose to join me here, then let us come and sit with Kuan Yin, the Eastern equivalent of Mother Mary, the Mother of Compassion. Let us sit with her. And overhead, we have a beautiful basil tree, unheard of. And there's all sorts of pampas around Kuan Yin. You draw up a chair, one of the garden chairs, and you sit next to her. And it's quiet. It's so peaceful. And as you gaze at her, you feel her presence. You sense her compassion in all of your chakras. And you become aware of her love for you. And she invites you to be still. So relax now. Just look into our eyes, and there you see compassion flowing from her to you. O Mother of Compassion, touch all of us now and fill us with an understanding of what is compassion. What is it to be compassionate of heart? And you sense her arms enveloping you. And her mantle of compassion is placed over you. And as you sit and relax, she asks you to focus on your in-breath. So let us take a nice, deep, non-labored in-breath and hold it. And in our out-breath, let us release any fear, sadness, or tension to her. And relax. And in our next in-breath, she guides us to breathe in her love for us and to let that love flow through us. And in our out-breath, we say thank you. And now relax. And just allow Kuan Yin to speak with your heart. For she can only convey to you what you need to hear. And notice her smile, for she is pleased that you've come to her now. For like Mother Mary, she has many blessings to bestow upon you, but not many come. But you have come, and she has a gift for you, a precious gift. The gift of being able to transfer compassion from your heart to others. And now connect with the rhythm of your breathing and just be aware that you are loved. Be aware that Kuan Yin, like Mother Mary, is here to support us mortals as we deal with the daily struggle and turmoil of all that's going on around us, where man's inhumanity to man is destroying the peace of God on this beautiful earth. But we must not lose heart, because the divine is in control. It may not feel that way, but the divine is in control and will only allow children of God to keep on pressing the wrong buttons. But there will come a time when the hand of God will empower them to face their fear. So we send them love, not hate. We pray for them, as hard as that is. For we are here not to judge, like many have done in the past in the Christian family, and still within the Abrahamic faith communities. There is so much needless judgment on the children of God. But you and I are here to show compassion and love and avoid judging others and leave judging to God alone, like Pope Francis has said to us. We're not here to judge. We're here to support one another as best we can. And if others refuse that love, then so be it. We send them a blessing and we move on. We don't hang around waiting to see if they've changed. That's ego. So let us now welcome the compassion of Kuan Yin back into our heart. And we can sense her love for us in her mantle of protection. And she calls us to come close, and she reaches forward and she places a kiss on our third eye at our forehead, so that we have the gift of clarity, of vision, and we can see beyond what she sees, and that we protect ourselves from the many false prophets who are leading so many of God's children from their chosen path. You may have seen it, but you will see it. They might wear designer clothes and have all the schmutter, as the Jews would say, the Jewish ladies, all the schmutter, outward appearances. It is the heart. You'll always know someone who's close to God because of their heart, not the designer hairdo or the beautiful spangling gold or the Gucci or Armani, whatever. It is the heart. A heart that's been pierced through suffering, where we each have hit rock bottom, and it's where the love of God, of Christ, has transformed us to be that light shining in the dark from our sanctuaries and never losing hope, and taking from us fear, anxiety, which are illusions, but many feed them. We bless them now, and we release them to Kuan Yin. So take a deep breath and just sense her peace. Sense her love as she bids farewell to us and thanks us for coming into the garden of love. And as we bring our live webinar to an end, we focus on the word compassion. Compassion to ourselves. We cannot share it unless we've demonstrated it to ourselves. And then we can demonstrate it to others. So we say, Spirit of the living God, fall afresh on all here and reawaken within their heart the I am presence of God, who has many names, but is still our Father, Mother God, and our Celtic blessing, the blessing of heaven, the blessing of earth, the blessing of sea and sky, on those we love this day, and on every human family, the gift of heaven, the gift of earth, the gift of sea and sky, the gifts of Brother Sun and Sister Moon, and the gifts of the animal kingdom, be in your heart, now and forevermore. Amen. And as we blow out this light, we blow the compassion of God to all of God's children who are wounded in mind, in body, and spirit at this hour. Amen. So bless you, dear friends, and thank you for joining us. Sister Sue has joined us. Wow. And dear Miriam down under, have a wonderful day, and our love to Molly. And to all here, Namaste, Shalom, Inshallah, Paxet Bonum, OmShanti, Solo di Caritas, Salam Alaikum, and may the peace of our God be there for you in your quiet times, and let the compassion of God into your heart. Amen. For now, God bless you. Take care.